Hi, boys and girls. It's me, Miss Angela. Today I'm going to be reading a story about Passover, and it's a holiday that some of our friends in our class and in our school celebrate, and I figured this way you can learn a little bit about it. Plus, it's a really fun and cute story about a spider. Ooh. The name of this book is called Sammy Spiders First Passover, and it's written by Sylvia A. Roos and illustrated by Catherine Janice Kahn. It is also a book that has shapes in it, all the different kinds of shapes. Pay attention to the shapes in the story and see which ones you can find in the pictures. Sammy Spider was fast asleep in his web high up on the Shapiro's living room ceiling. As the warm spring sun shone through an open window, Sammy snuggled deeper into his cozy web. Oh, see, there's the sun shining. And there's Sammy sleeping on his web. A sudden swishing noise startled him awake. "Mother!" he screamed. "A monster has broken our web!" Is it a monster? No. It's a broom. Look at Sammy. He looks kind of scared. Sammy scurried across the ceiling and hid in a corner. Mrs. Spider hurried to comfort him. "Don't worry, Sammy. That monster is called a broom, and Mr. Shapiro is using it to dust the ceiling. Each spring, the Shapiros give their house a special cleaning to prepare for Passover. Springtime is a perfect time for us to make a new web." See, there's the Shapiros cleaning their house. And there is Sammy Spider and his mommy. See, she's giving him a hug. How nice. "I don't know how to make a web," Sammy said sadly. "I'm going to teach you," said his mother, giving him a big hug. "We will celebrate Passover too?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy," laughed Mrs. Spiders. "Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders spin webs. We begin by spinning one thread." See, there's Sammy and his mommy. And they're spinning one thread. Then we spin a second and a third. Finally, we spin a fourth to make a square. Can you see the square web that they made? And there's the shape of the square. But Sammy wasn't listening. "What is Mr. Shapiro putting on the table?" he asked. "That's called matzah," Mrs. Spider replied. "Tonight is the first night of Passover, and the Shapiros will have a special meal called a Seder." Then Mrs. Shapiro brought in a big platter with a roasted egg, a bone, parsley, harosis, and bitter herbs. "That's called a Seder plate," Mrs. Spider explained. "The Shapiros will eat special foods at their Seder." "Do spiders eat special foods for Passover?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy," answered his mother. "Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders eat flies and other insects. To catch them, we spin a web, and I need your help. Watch me attach a circle to the inside of our web." See, there's the Seder plate. And look, there's the square that they made first in the spider web, and then inside of the square is what shape? That's right, a circle. But Sammy wasn't listening. He was hovering on a silky strand above the table, watching the Shapiros at their Seder. Crunch went the matzah as Mr. Shapiro broke it in half. Sammy watched him wrap one of the broken pieces in a bright red napkin. When Josh wasn't looking, Mr. Shapiro hid it on top of the bookcase. Sammy climbed back up to the ceiling. "Mother," he asked, "why did Mr. Shapiro hide the matzah?" It's called the afikoman, Mrs. Spider answered. After the meal, Josh will try to find it. If he does, he'll get a prize. See? There he is breaking the big cracker. And there's Sammy Spider. And there's Mr. Shapiro hiding it. Look what shape the napkin is. What fun, said Sammy. Can I play too? Silly little Sammy, said his mothers. Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders spin webs, and I really need your help to spin a triangle inside the circle. Look at that. See, there's their square. And next was the circle, and inside the circle is what shape? Very good. But Sammy wasn't listening. He looked longingly at the hidden afikoman. All right, sighed Mrs. Spider. You may watch the Seder for a while. Sammy quickly crossed the ceiling and stopped right above the bookshelf. As Josh finished reciting the 4 questions, he listened as the family sang Passover songs and took turns reading the story of Moses who led the Jews to freedom. See? The Shapiros began their Seder meal. Sammy had never seen so much food. Do you eat dinner with your family all together like this? At last, it was time to search for the afikoman. Sammy wished he could help, but he remembered his mother's words. Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Swinging from a strand of webbing, he watched as Josh searched every corner of every room. See, he's looking all over for the hidden matzah. And there's Sammy. When Josh neared the bookshelf, Sammy got excited. Something shiny caught Josh's eye. It was an amazing little web with a beautiful Jewish star inside. Wow, breathed Josh. As he went closer to look, he spotted the afikoman just below the glistening web. Oh, see, there's the afikoman. And there's Sammy. And let's see what his web looks like. Look at that. That is Sammy's web. See? Wow, I found it, he squealed. Sammy glowed with pride. I did it, Mother. I helped Josh find the afikoman. And you also spun a beautiful web, Mrs. Spider answered. You used all the shapes I taught you. Oh, see? His mommy's giving a hug, telling him what a good job he did spinning his web. In his excitement, Sammy didn't even know that he had spun a web. As he looked back at the bookshelf, he beamed. It was easy, Mother. You make a square, a circle, and a triangle. Then you pass over with another triangle. That's how spiders celebrate Passover. See the web? Sammy, and he's so happy. And there's the different shapes. The square, the circle, and the triangle. A fun activity for this book is you can walk around your house and see what shapes you find. Can you find more than just the square, the circle, and the triangle? Bye, everybody.